If what this White House insider just revealed is true, you might only have a matter of days left to buy Bitcoin under $100,000.
Also, do you have a personal goal for the number of Bitcoin that the United States could have?
I'd like it to be infinite. I want as much as we can possibly accumulate.
The White House administration has been taken by storm by a bunch of Bitcoiners.
We've publicly said that we believe that Bitcoin is digital gold.
So not only is this White House insider revealing America wants to buy an infinite amount of Bitcoin, but in the same interview, he said America has just found tariffs to be potentially the budget neutral way to accumulate Bitcoin for this strategic Bitcoin reserve in America. So not only are we watching nation state FOMO right now accelerate, but we can even see this week a brand new report was dropped showing that 688,000 Bitcoin is now held by public corporations. And when we crunch the numbers, we will see that the public corporations potentially could be an even bigger buyer than the nation states. Before we get there, I do want to talk about the state of nation state FOMO that we're seeing right now. So this interview with Bo Hines, it was a big one for multiple reasons. Obviously, America has been rumored and there've been a lot of speculation has happened for the past few weeks here. And a lot of people are wondering, how is America going to be able to buy this Bitcoin? Are they going to be able to do it in a budget neutral way? Bo Hines revealed in this interview that they might be able to do it through using tariffs. Now, again, the global tariff war that's happened over the past couple of months, it wiped trillions of dollars off the stock market. A lot of people have been speculating, is Donald Trump playing 4D chess? Is this the global superpower battle, the China-America battle simply unfolding in front of us? What is happening? Well, I find it really interesting that this White House insider has said, look, maybe tariffs will be used to create some revenue to buy Bitcoin for the strategic Bitcoin reserve. I thought that was really interesting. And again, is this a way that America is going to use to get a little bit of a leg up in the global race for Bitcoin? Again, we can see, depending upon how you measure it and depending whether America actually holds the Bitcoin it's holding right now, we can see America does have the most amount of Bitcoin. They've got over 1% of the total supply. China has 190,000 coins. The UK has 60,000 coins. Again, massive drop off to those smaller countries, El Salvador and the Kingdom of Bhutan. But what I think is very easily seen is that the world is now starting to get a little bit of Bitcoin FOMO. North Korea just recently became the third largest government Bitcoin holder after they seized that $1.46 billion from Bybit. Again, reminder, if you use an exchange that touches altcoins, just be very careful because Bybit showed us what can happen. It showed us that, hey, surprise, surprise, we just lost $1.4 billion. It's not a laughing matter. It's a very serious matter. And it's one that is being noticed by nation states all around the world. Again, we can even see just days after North Korea came out and said, yeah, we're the third largest Bitcoin holder. We can see what happened. South Korea, their neighbor to the south, came out and said, yeah, we are not considering Bitcoin. But I think the signal is the fact that South Korea had to come out and voice their opinion and say, okay, we've recognized that our neighbor to the north has just become the third largest holder. And again, just while we're on this topic of nation state strategic Bitcoin reserves, again, I showed you this recently. Singapore does have candidates in the government pushing for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and they're not alone. We also covered you this story that broke earlier in the week as well. CZ is the newest billionaire being appointed by the Pakistani president to become their strategic crypto advisor. So again, this FOMO, it's spreading far and wide. And I think it's predominantly happening because of what Trump's right-hand man is saying every time he gets the chance.
Reserve, we wanted to build a digital Fort Knox.
I think a lot of the American people want to understand, what does this asset mean for me?
This is an industry that's been broadly beaten down and kicked down really over the course of the last decade and a half. The president made it very clear that he wanted to basically eradicate anything that undergirded the Operation Choke Point 2.0.
There's a lot of cool opportunities you had, but you chose to do this. And so why did you choose to do that?
You can feel the energy here. It's palpable. People are excited again.
Have you guys been fielding calls from foreign governments or people outside the United States that are saying, why'd you set up the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve? We're thinking about it as well.
I think that
Okay, so again, this interview went live yesterday at 5 p.m. I encourage you guys to all go and check it out. It was incredibly bullish. Again, pinch yourself. We have the largest nation state in the world actively pushing to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And we have members of the Trump administration openly saying, we want to buy as much Bitcoin as possible. We want to buy all the Bitcoin. Again, this is why I do think we're going to see this race for Bitcoin continue to accelerate. This is also why I think, again, the price chart of Bitcoin right now, I think it's just noise. I think what we're seeing right now in the market is something that is an anomaly. I don't think we're going to see the Bitcoin price this low in 2 months, 6 months time. Again, nobody knows where the price of Bitcoin is going to go, myself included. But I think the opportunity we have right now at $83,000 per coin, it's a great opportunity. If you're not buying Bitcoin here today at $83,000, while the largest nation state in the world goes on a full-blown Bitcoin marketing campaign, I don't know what will ever convince you guys to all buy Bitcoin. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious today. We should be buying Bitcoin. It is well and truly past the point of no return. Public corporations are aggressively buying Bitcoin, as we're about to cover here in a moment. Maybe something that might convince you to buy some Bitcoin is receiving some free Bitcoin. Because again, I want to just remind you guys, the Bitcoin world gives you free Bitcoin, and not only free Bitcoin when you sign up with their exchange, but they give you the chance to win 1% of a Bitcoin. So again, when you sign up, this is what it looks like inside the Bitcoin world. You get given these tokens in the top right-hand corner of your screen. And as you can see, when you redeem some of these tokens to play the Bitcoin wishing well, you get to throw the tokens into the wishing well and you go into the draw to win 1% of a Bitcoin. So again, grab your Lightning wallets, because whoever can scan that QR code the quickest at home has just won 2,100 Satoshis. So I highly encourage you guys to sign up with the Bitcoin world today. That is linked down below in the description. And again, if you are looking for somewhere to buy large Bitcoin transactions over the counter, highly encourage you guys to check out Bitcoin Well Infinity. You can book a call with a specialist. This is somebody who's going to hold your hand. As you can see, you can grab a time slot, whatever is most applicable and easiest to attend for you, and you can have your hand held as you buy Bitcoin over the counter with the Bitcoin Well. So I highly encourage you guys to check out what the Bitcoin Well is doing. Again, they force you to take self-custody of your Bitcoin, which again is very aligned with the ethos of this channel. Take self-custody of your Bitcoin. Again, put your Bitcoin in. I don't have a hardware wallet. I was going to grab this for a minute. It's my microphone case. But put your Bitcoin in a hardware wallet, not a microphone case. And once you put your Bitcoin in a hardware wallet, I always encourage you guys to back it up correctly. Like I showed you yesterday when we ripped this puppy up, do not write down your Bitcoin 12 or 24 words on paper. I always encourage you guys to put your Bitcoin 12 or 24 words onto titanium, like these plates you guys can get from Stamp Seed. Stamp Seed creates these titanium plates that are specifically made for your Bitcoin backup words. You shouldn't be putting them on anything other than titanium. And you guys, again, can get that 15% off anything you want to buy from Stamp Seed with that promo code Luke15. So check that out. Use that discount while it lasts. Robert in the chat here, I got my Bitcoin stuck in a jacuzzi filter. Is Robert telling us that he's mining Bitcoin at home and using the heat? to heat up a jacuzzi? I don't know, but I do know some people are doing that around the world. That is what Bitcoin mining machines are being used for. Jay Thomas, let's answer some questions before we talk about Bitcoin mining and how mining Bitcoin at home could help you retire. I might put a link to that video up around over there somewhere. Let's answer this question from Jake. Luke, is our 200,000 Bitcoin in Fort Knox sitting next to all our shiny tungsten? Probably. I would be very cautious of how America buys and holds this 200,000 Bitcoin. Again, I'm talking about the Bitcoin they buy in the future. The 213,000 Bitcoin they're supposed to be holding right now, there's a lot of rumors circulating as to whether they actually are holding that Bitcoin or not. Who knows whether that 213,000 Bitcoin held by the US government is actually held by the US government. That is still up in the air. But again, if they bought Bitcoin in the future, I would really like to see them hold the Bitcoin the same way that President Bukele is holding the Bitcoin down in El Salvador. Again, for those who didn't know, today's a little bit of a historic day because yesterday Trump did meet with the man in question, Mr. Bukele. I do think it's really interesting. I really hope that Trump follows in Bukele's lead and actually publishes the government's Bitcoin on-chain address publicly. Again, this is how we know that El Salvador's not doing anything shady or funny because they've outsourced and publicly put out there their Bitcoin address. I think this is really bullish, and this will only continue to accelerate adoption. And adoption is really going parabolic right now. And we know that because